This is an unscheduled emergency broadcast. The crypto markets have been dumping hard, and we've uncovered three major reasons for this dump. These are not small reasons. These are major reasons. Today, we're going to look at the reasons for the dump, and we're going to decide whether it's time to buy back or whether we should wait for a bigger dip. I'm Crypto Manran, and I wish I didn't have to come to today because I would have loved to spend some time at home. We've done emergency broadcasts every single day, but on a day like this, where Bitcoin has taken the biggest dump that it's taken in a long time, we have to come to you. So if you're here, smash that subscribe, smash the like button, share the stream, comment in the stream. And you know why? Because not only do we come to you at crazy times, if you don't hit the bell button, you're not going to be around. You're not going to know when we're coming and giving you these emergency broadcasts. But also because if you do, you get yourselves entered into the biggest crypto giveaway in history. And that is, of course, the Banter bags competition. How it works is we took $10,000, we invested it in pre-market allocations. And when we get to 250,000 subscribers, we are going to give these bags to the community. So what do you have to do to enter? Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, follow Sheldon on Twitter, follow our guests on Twitter, join our Telegram group, share this content. In fact, when you share our stream, you get 2 entries into the competition. And I think that's really the easiest way to become a crypto millionaire, because these bags are going to be worth $3 million. Anyway, enough about the Banter bags. Guys, likes, subscribe, smash this, and let's get into the big reasons as to why this market is dumping. So let's look at the market dump. This is the Bitcoin candle. Bitcoin went from about 60,000 and it went all the way down to 51,000 on some exchanges. That is the biggest dump that crypto has seen in a long time. Certainly the biggest candle we've seen in terms of value. So this is the biggest candle that we've seen in terms of value. And the big question is, why did this happen? Well, it started off with a tweet. It started off with Vinny Lingham, who noticed something. And I want to actually show you guys Vinny Lingham's tweet. So this is the tweet. Vinny tweeted, "The loss of SHA-256 hashes is very concerning. Any thoughts about this?" This was about 15 or 16 hours ago. And that tweet then started to develop into a bigger story where Charles Edwards said the Bitcoin hash rate is down 40%. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, it means that 40% of the miners on the Bitcoin network were not mining. There was no mining from 40% of the miners on the Bitcoin network. What does that mean? It means that for some reason, the market thought the Bitcoin network was collapsing and miners weren't mining. Upon further investigation, what we realized was that this is actually as a result of a power outage in a province in China. Now, what does that mean? There was a power outage in a province called Xinjiang, a Xinjiang blackout. And that took off 40% of the hash power on Bitcoin, which is very scary because we are talking about decentralization. And there's a big concern around whether Bitcoin is actually decentralized. Now, when you look at the hash rate dropping like this, when one province in China has a power blackout, you realize that a lot of the Bitcoin mining power is still centralized in China. And that's why the market started to panic. The market started to panic that, hold on a second, maybe Bitcoin is not as decentralized as we think. So that was the first reason for the collapse. Is this anything to worry about? Is this anything to worry about long term? Well, Bitcoin only works if it's really decentralized. And the market is counting on the fact that China doesn't control too much of the hash power. And here we have proof that one province in China collapsing, one blackout in one province in China actually switched off 40% of the Bitcoin mining power. And so people are looking at this and going, hold on a second, maybe Bitcoin is not as decentralized as we think. And if it's not decentralized, then a lot of the Bitcoin value doesn't work. So what happens next? Well, the first thing you have to do to fix the problem is know that there is a problem. And now that we know that there is a problem, I think that we'll all mobilize to move mining power out of China. This is a friendly warning. The mining power is back. The hash power is back. The blackout is finished. And the miners are back on and they're processing again. But this is a friendly warning that we need to move mining power out of China into different countries. We can't have one country controlling all the hash power or 40% of the hash power, because if the Chinese government ever get involved, they can effectively sabotage Bitcoin. So it's a very, very, very serious thing. And as you can see, Willy Woo also went on Twitter and said, price and hash rate have always been correlated. This is the Bitcoin price today versus today's hash rate collapse from the blackout. And what you can see is the minute there's a hash rate collapse, then the hash rate collapse, so will the price collapse, because that directly shows the strength of the Bitcoin network. The next reason for the dump today is around the US Treasury. And for me, this one is rather concerning. I know that people don't want to hear concerning news because we're in the midst of a bull market. And in the midst of a bull market, people want to avoid talking about potential negative information. So today, there was a tweet by FX Hedge. And FX Hedge tweet says, the US Treasury to charge several institutions for money laundering using cryptocurrencies. And that's from a source. So this is quite a big thing. A lot of people say that we shouldn't worry about this and we're in a bull market. But guys, read what it says. It says the US Treasury, not the futures exchanges, not the SEC. This is the Treasury. This is Jerome Powell's Treasury. And they are charging several financial institutions for money laundering using cryptocurrencies. Now, what is it? Why does this worry me? Because when I read between the lines here, it says US Treasury to charge several financial institutions for money laundering using cryptocurrency. They are not referring to banks, because banks haven't been using cryptocurrency for money laundering. It could be that they are charging crypto exchanges, financial institutions which are crypto exchanges, for money laundering. So it could be that the US Treasury, and again, they're saying they are charging. They're not saying they are investigating. They are charging, which means that they, in their minds, have enough proof to progress and to actually charge these financial institutions. And these could be cryptocurrency exchanges. Now, is it coincidence that they're doing this while the dollar is declining at a massive rate? I think that the US Treasury will do anything they need to do to protect the dollar. And if it means, if they are worried that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are starting to replace the US dollar, they're not going to sit back. They are going to do anything to protect the dollar. So this could actually be a very big story. I know it's one tweet, and I know it was released after the carnage. If you look at when this was released after the dip started. To me, it's too coincidental. Why do we have the US Treasury leaking something like this on a weekend when the big institutions can't trade, when the stock markets are closed? Why do they come out and say they are charging, not investigating, they are charging several financial institutions for money laundering? Who could this be? Could this be Coinbase? Could they have waited for the Coinbase listing? Could this be Binance? Could this be one of the other exchanges? Could this be BitMEXC? Could this be related to the Arthur Hayes case? Either way, the US Treasury is charging several institutions. I don't have the information, but I'm assuming that they're not charging traditional banks, because traditional banks have actually stayed away from crypto. So this is one to watch out for. Let's see who they are charging. Keep your ears close to the ground. The worst case scenario is that they're charging one of the exchanges or some of the exchanges, because they feel that the exchanges didn't do KYC and enough KYC, stringent enough KYC, maybe even back in the days in 2017 when the exchanges were struggling. And this could be a massive thing. The third, so that's the second reason. And again, guys, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but it's our job to make sure that you guys know everything that's going on. And for me, let's watch out for that. The last one is very simple. The market ran too fast, too quickly. And there are weak hands in the market. And when the market runs, people get too excited and too euphoric. And if you remember, Rudo was the one who brought that to crypto Banter a few days ago. And we saw that today, when this happened, I want to show you something. These are the liquidations today. This is the biggest liquidation day in history. The total liquidations were over $10 billion in the last 24 hours, which means that leverage longs on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on XRP, on BNB, on Polkadot, on Litecoin were all liquidated today. What does that mean? It means that the market got euphoric. It means that people started entering into high leverage positions. And as soon as the market started to come down, those longs started to get wiped. And when that happens, it kicks off a chain of events where people just get liquidated, and the more people get liquidated, the more the price falls, and the more the price falls, the more people get liquidated, and so the cycle perpetuates itself. And that's why we saw the chart going down to 50,000 or 51,000. Now the big question is whether this is the whales playing, and I don't think this is the whales playing any games. I think they were also caught off guard. But the bigger question is whether or not we should be buying right now. And for that, I'm going to bring in the people that you love. I'm going to bring in none other than the Sniper. Sniper, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, and you, buddy? Bit of a scary morning, but good.
Yeah, Rudo, welcome, my friend.
Good morning, everybody.
And you guys recommended, you said to me, look, on a day where the market is going down, actually, what we need is not YouTube. You said we need the third genius. And for me, that's Lee. You guys said that Lee is he's the market correction specialist. Why is Lee the market correction specialist?
Lee's just that's me and Rudo in a bull market. We love it and we're running, but Lee's accuracy on the pullbacks in a market and just the way he works out his waves is just incredible. So we sort of have our turns. We're definitely a team. We work as a team. Me and Rudo, we like to fly when the markets are pumping, and Lee's our man when we need to see where's the next level, especially big days like us. He's brilliant. He's fantastic.
So guys, before we start, for those viewers who are watching, this is an unscheduled emergency live stream. We need to get it out to the people. I see that there are 9,000 of you in the stream, which is our biggest live stream, by the way. But we need to get this up, guys. So please do your bit. Smash that like, share it, tell your friends on Twitter. Fred, I know that you're at home and you're watching in the stream, which is our biggest live stream, by the way. Fred, there's 9,000 people and 2,900 likes. Guys, please. My oldest son is sick today, and I left him at home to come and do the stream for you guys because I knew you guys needed me. All you guys need to do is just smash the like and subscribe, smash the bell button, and let everybody else know that we are live. Let's go. Let's get these likes up to 5,000 and 6,000. Give us the love we deserve so that we can get the show on the road and we can tell everybody what is going on. We have uncovered 3 of the biggest reasons for this market collapse, and I don't think anybody else has done that. Everyone just thinks that this is weak futures hands. Guys, this is not weak futures hands. This is a lot bigger than that. This is 50% of the mining power is in one province in China in Bitcoin. 50% of hashing power. You've got the US Treasury. The Treasury is coming out and saying that they are going to charge. They are going to charge several financial institutions for money laundering using cryptocurrencies. This is serious. You got to watch out. Watch out that it's not one of the big exchanges. Let's hope that it's not one of the big exchanges. And again, that's speculation. Okay, guys, and I think let's start off with Sheldon. Or actually, no, let's actually start off with Lee. Lee, you are the bear market man or the market cycle man. What do you think? Should we be worried? Lee, we can't hear you. I think your microphone's not connected. Maybe just I see that you are unmuted. We can't hear Lee. Maybe just log off and log on. And while you are logging off and logging on, Rudo, I'm going to bring it. I'm going to take it to you. Are you worried?
No, I'm not worried yet. And I don't think there's reason for us to be worried at this stage. I actually can see a little bit of good news happening for us. And but it's important that we understand that once you trade, and if you trade with a mindset that I know what's going to happen next, that's exactly when the market's going to catch you. So you have to be, what does Confucius say? Invest like you're near the top. And the same then for trading as well. You need to trade with the idea that there can be days like this. So definitely, let's quickly flip back. Let's quickly see what we were looking for, Rand. I said on the first time I was on your show that what I would want to see is some sort of a fear and loss. Once that loss happens, and we can actually zoom in on that, and I'm back in 2017, I want to show you guys. Once we have this loss, where all the gains that was amounted for weeks at an end gets wiped out, that cultivates the opportunity for the institutions to buy back and actually start absorbing all the supply. Remember, they want all the supply so that when we get to the top, when everybody in the public has been buying, they can be the ones selling at that stage. Because I promise you, when we get to these ranges, it's going to be very hard. People forget to take profit at that ranges. So that's important stuff that we need to keep in mind in. So now what happened? We are finally starting to get that correction, that loss that I've been hoping for. So this being said, let's big picture this first. If this is the case and this is what is playing out, it allows us to adjust our strategy and to see what is the future potential of this. Should we continue, and should this fear resolve itself and we can start moving forward? Now, the easiest way to do this is to say, well, what we had in the past, let me just quickly undo that shift. What we had in the past now needs to be updated, because this all formed part of one consolidation, which means we can throw all this out of the water and just quickly readjust and reassess where we are in our emotional cycle, because it's emotions. Rand, how many people sell out of fear? And if you make a decision based with emotions, that normally hurts you badly. So now, with this being said, we can actually just slightly adjust our emotions. And if we then move back to where we were in 2017, this then initiates our drive down for the lower lows. Now, those low targets, exactly what we need Lee for. Lee's Fibonacci and his specialities around that will be able to guide us to those levels with with extreme accuracy. My system works based on emotion. So now, with this being said, Lee, just check. I think it's your alarms. I know those alarms. We know those alarms, guys. So now, with this being said, you can see that now what we are doing is we're just readjusting. So let's quickly lay those targets through. And I gave you guys a target for Bitcoin as a probability around the 80. But with this move, all that this does is it realigns us and it actually adjusts the thing. So now we can start looking at even a higher target. Now, Rand, that sounds like good news on a day like this.
Too good news. Tell me, what should I expect now? Should I expect the market to continue to dump? Have I seen the worst of the dump? Was 51 the worst case?
Well, I normally go to these charts over here to just try and wrap my head around this. Now, it's important that you guys understand volume and speed. Speed does do a lot for us. So when we start looking at the charts, now we had an extreme acceleration. Now, in order for us to really know what's going to happen next, we first need to let a few candles print. But what do we not want to see? Let's quickly draw those scenarios out with these printing. I would not want to see price hovering around this level and start losing key supports at around these ranges. Now, supports are significant because if you think about that, that is an agreement between me, Rand, Sheldon, and Lee that we don't want to sell our Bitcoin for less than what that value is. Now, if we look at the whole move and the whole initiation of Bitcoin in this range, and let me just expand my screen. The current agreement for us was once price went past 51,300, we had a correction, and that was the first resistance. That was the first uncertainty that we got. Maybe paying $51,000 for a Bitcoin might be a lot. And once we moved through that, we now need to come make sure that paying $51,000 is good. Now, what have we done? We made a low, and now we had this correction. Now, this is the fundamentals that you explained to us playing out. People are uncertain, so we act rashly with emotions, which means we want to either get out quickly or we have tight stops because we bought late. Now, how many of you guys know, Rand, you've experienced this. When you buy a coin and you're actually buying it late, it's somewhere inside you. You kind of know you shouldn't have done that, which means when the market turns on you, immediately you're reluctant to jump ship. And those things play out. Now, how do you jump ship? You put a stop limit, you actually market execute yourself out of the market, and this creates these insane candles formed by these insane wicks because there was no liquidity waiting for it there. It was like selling 10 pencils to one guy. All I need is one pencil. So you're going to have to go somewhere else, buddy, and then you have to jump ship.
This is what I'm worried about. So what doesn't make sense to me is, why is this happening 3 days after the launch of Coinbase? 3 days after the launch of Coinbase. we now know that Brian Armstrong, or we suspect that Brian Armstrong and all the big Coinbase investors actually sold their Coinbase shares. 70% of their Coinbase shares were sold. 3 days after Coinbase listing on the markets, there's a 40% hash rate drop in Bitcoin. And on a weekend, when the institutions are not trading, when Grayscale is not trading, when the big buyers are not trading, the US Treasury says that they are going to charge financial institutions. What is going on here? What's the play here? I think that the US government is going to protect the US dollar at any cost. Rudo, I know that you've been watching the dollar index. Can you pull up the dollar index while we get Lee on the line? Lee, my friend, tell me, what am I looking at on your charts here?
Okay. Can you hear me now, Ran?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, excellent.
Just before we start, guys, there are 11,200 of you in the stream. I've never seen a stream like this. Never, ever seen a stream like this. I need you all to do me a favor. Subscribe. Hit the bell button. Not only because I need you guys to, because that gets you into the Banter bags competition, and you can win your share of the bags, which will be valued at $3 million. So if you're new to this channel, because there must be new people here, because there are 11,500 of you in the stream, smash the like, smash the subscribe, smash the notification bell, because that's how you can win your share of the biggest giveaway in crypto history, which is called the Banter bags. I want to see those subscriber numbers going up. All right, Lee, talk to me about what's going on here.
Okay, there were a lot of questions, a lot of bad news out there on Twitter. I was not aware of all of them. Where can I start? Which question? What is the first question must I answer, Rand, for you?
Tell me on your, when you look at the charts, are you worried? Where do you think this cycle is going to go? What should we be looking at?
This is bullish for me. I'm excited about this dump. Reason being is...
You are excited. Just say that again.
Yes, I'm really excited about this dump. I saw it coming 4 days ago, a week ago, and I was expecting for this to come so we can load our bags for the last run, and that the last run is gonna be humongous. So that is one of my scenario. For now, I'm watching all my alarm sign. Why must I be worried? There's nothing that worries me as we speak right now, but I'm tracking it. I'm tracking it on a daily basis. All right.
Okay. Show me on the charts why you're not worried.
So I use a strategy called Elliott Waves. So if you are traders, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you are not a trader, if you are following cryptos, Elliott Wave is a very well-known strategy, and we are printing waves in the market. Those waves represent the sentiment of the people. I mean, the buyers and the sellers of everyone out there. So according to my chart, according to my calculation, we are still in that wave 4. All right. So these are all the levels that I worked out. So if you take Bitcoin from the 0, or when it was created around 2010, if you consider this as a first wave, all right, and then we have a second wave, we're going down, but we never went below the initial price, right, which is $1 or $10, call it the initial price. And then we have experienced here the third wave, which is normally the longest wave in that count. Okay. Inside this third wave, we have waves. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now these are called impulse waves. Impulse wave works always in 5 waves. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I remember a few days ago you said we are in a market. We are maybe in the last wave.
Yes.
When we try to warn people out there already, right? So we're supposed to be aware that market has to dump, has to correct like this, and this is exactly what happened today on the weekend. And then 4. Now I've got different targets for 4, and I'm watching different patterns that can be formed in that fourth wave. So in my opinion, 4 can end already here at 50%. Look how precisely the market dumped from here to the second to the 3, the top of the temporary third one. On my Fib level, 0.23 is exactly at 50,000. Where did we go? Exactly at 50,000. It's magical. Fib numbers are magical. Fib tools are it's magic out there.
Okay,
so now
you're watching this, and when you're watching this, what would be a warning sign for you, Lee? I want to move quickly. So tell me what you are watching. Why are you bullish, and what would be a warning sign for you?
Okay. My first warning sign, that is the biggest one for me. If we lose, remember if you what I said last time, from the low to the high, if you lose 38.2, this is the first warning. If you lose 38.2, I will definitely wait for a pullback or be very careful because we're gonna go to 618 and 786. That's the biggest.
So that's if we lose the $40,000 level right now, you'd be very worried.
1,000 right now. I mean, we can call this as a low, this as a high now with a dump, right? We all agree with that.
I'm worried we're going to get anywhere near the 42,000. I mean, the 42,000 is $17,000 away. That's 33% away.
Yes, and I did want people 4 days ago. We may have between 20, 30, or 40% retrace on that move, so we can farm more. So guys, when we trade, put stop losses. That is the best example why we have to put stop loss. If you have stopped out now, you have cash with you to buy back. To buy back within this area, and then you have already saved 20% of your.
Okay, Lee, before we carry on, I want to ask you, right now, if you're holding Bitcoin right now, would you be selling your Bitcoin right now and waiting for the pullback?
No, because for me, this is only because we haven't break 23. If we hold that level, guys, this is very bullish because now I can say my fourth wave and end up maybe at this level here. Or we can do a pattern like a triangle consolidation here, and then even move my fourth wave a little bit up because this is the end of the figure, all right? And now if I move that up, if it happened in like a triangle view here, like this. I don't know if you can see clearly on that screen on YouTube, or you can zoom it.
Bigger, that would be amazing. If you can zoom in a bit, that would be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay.
So now, if we are talking right now on the fourth, so what I'm tracking here exactly is this. This is the drop, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this, you know.
Okay.
And then
when would you be
A, B, C, D, E basically, and then we can form a triangle, and this is the pump for the last run up.
When would you get
really bullish?
Lee, when would you be bullish? What would be your bullish sign?
I'm still bullish. I'm right now this week. I'm bullish. I'm 100% bullish because there's not one single sign that tells me we have broken any structure in my Elliott account, because this was expected. This is bullish sign for me. We hold 23. We haven't even break this level here. Okay, so all those signs here are bullish for me, regardless all the news out there that is on Twitter. This is manufactured. It's to make you guys scared, so you can sell those Bitcoin to those big institutions. They are buying. One of the chart I wanted also to share you is this. Everything that you said when you talk about all those news, why there's liquidation, why today run, why on a weekend? Because Grayscale, all the big company, they can't buy. They are not working on a weekend, right? Yes. Market makers are out there on a future platform. And what happened is, during this pump, where Bitcoin price was still below the resistance, there were the resistance here at this level. Let me change the color for you. And then at that stage, on the daily, this is a future exchange, all right? So at that stage, there were a lot of longs opened.
We're still looking at your BTC charts. While you change charts, I want to show you guys this tweet over here. The September future Bitcoin futures went from 13% premium to 17% discount today when this candle happened. Why? Because the weak hands are in the market. The only people that are really trading today are the weak hands, the retail investors. And so what you're getting is the futures traders
and market makers.
So that's why there's such big swings. I think tomorrow is a very important day. When we wake up tomorrow, it's a very, very important day. When the institutions are back, I don't think the institutions are going to panic. Unless one of the reasons of one of the bits of news that we breaks up. If more information comes out about the US Treasury charges, that might make people a little bit more negative. But ultimately, I don't think that anything has happened fundamentally in the crypto system yet. Okay, except that the centralization of Bitcoin has now been exposed. In other words, people have been exposed to the centralization of Bitcoin. Short term, that's a bad thing, but long term, because they've been exposed, now people will take action to fix it. Because we all actually want this network to work. And if we want this network to work, we're all incentivized to decentralize it out of China. I think that's one of the steps that's going to be taken. Running too fast, too quickly, I know about that. And we knew that. And that's why I think, like Lee says, this is a good, healthy pullback. Yeah, and thirdly, I think in terms of the US Treasury, this is for me the one that is the most scary. You've got to watch this one very, very, very closely. Because if the US Treasury starts charging crypto exchanges, I'm not saying they are, I don't have the information, I'm just reading through between the lines here where it says US Treasury to charge several financial institutions for money laundering using cryptocurrencies. They're not charging Deutsche Bank. They're not charging HSBC because those guys didn't touch crypto. They are charging crypto exchanges. They are charging futures exchanges. And they're doing this. Remember, who is this? Who is charging? Not the SEC, not the CFTC. This is the US Treasury. Okay? When the Treasury gets involved, this is national Treasury security, right? This is people protecting the dollar. This is people protecting the US dollar. This is the US dollar being protected at all costs by the Treasury, by the US Treasury. I think it may be too late. I'm not sure that they can fight it. Rudo, are you looking at the Dixie, the dollar index?
Yes, and it's grim. It looks grim. So some scary stuff looking out there.
So the dollar index,
Right.
for those of you who are watching and don't know why this is relevant and why we're going into it, the dollar index shows how strong the dollar is relative to other currencies or other assets. And why we look at this is because we think that the US is trying to protect the dollar. Why would they want to protect the dollar? Because they're scared that the dollar is going to continue to weaken. Now, Rudo, what does it look like? I mean, let's look at how this dollar has been weakening because the US money printing, and people have been jumping towards Bitcoin.
Yes, Rand. So the QE, they've been printing money, and as you make more of something, it becomes less valuable. And let's in 10 seconds track it. In 1986, we had a big correction. We had a consolidation. We had a bit of a run. We had another correction that brought us to the 2007-2008 recession. And exactly that. Now we had a little bit of a correction back in, but we are in an overall downwards trending market, as you can see, with an axis where price wants to pivot to. That is the magnet that actually points to the true way, because everything is a tug of war, and if we're negotiating between me and you, I say 10, you say 12, we try and get into the middle, and that's the axis. Now, with that being said, since 2008, what we had with the Dixie is a little bit of an upgrade. So now people are getting incentivized to have dollars. Dollar is getting stronger. It's good to be in a dollar. But every time.
So let's just go back for our viewers who are not as astute. In 2008, the world economy collapsed because of what they called the US housing bubble. That was when people had too many mortgages on too many homes, and they remortgaged and remortgaged and remortgaged their home. That crashed the economy. And when the economy crashed, people ran into US dollars as a safe haven asset. They said, look, the world's collapsing. We want to hold US dollars. And that sent because so many people wanted US dollars, it made the US dollar very strong. And it started 10 or 12 years of US dollar strength. But when COVID hit, the US government started to print more US dollars, more currency than any other currency in the world. And as you can see at the last part of Rudo's chart, Rudo, zoom into the last part, show people what happened. The dollar started to get destroyed.
Exactly.
Okay? There we go. That's the dollar getting destroyed.
Funny enough, Rand, every time the dollar gets destroyed, coincides with the Bitcoin rally. There's the Bitcoin previous 2017 rally all the way till January. Once Bitcoin gets going, the dollar feels the grunt of it. That's why they're out for it. Because the Bitcoin is probably one of the biggest disruptive things. And look at what we had. We had this March dump last year. And look at how the dollar has been paying the price for it. So now we can move into dailies. And let's have a little bit of fun here and let's see. As you can see, the dollar has been punished significantly. And there's the resistance, the confirmation that the dollar is not going to get back on track just yet. And that is why these type of tomfoolery is playing out in the markets. Now, think about key levels for the DXY, Rand. If we start getting a lower low, I've got my alert set in there at around 91. That's going to be big for Bitcoin, because now what we have is we've got Bitcoin consolidating. It was not reversing, was consolidating while this dollar was trying to regain some momentum. And now they're using a little bit of bad news within the crypto world. And yes, they've exploited something within the crypto market. But I see come market on Monday, I would want to see us either bounce, get rejected to create a head and shoulders pattern, perhaps for continuation. But the long and hold, the damage has already been done. There is all the evidence of that.
So guys,
I'm bullish.
You're bullish. I'm bullish too. Guys, the reason why this is happening, the reason why the US Treasury is now getting involved in the game is very simple. In 2017, the entire market cap of crypto never even touched $1 trillion. The entire market cap of all crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, 2,000 shitcoins back in 2017. The entire market cap touched $850 billion. There was no real risk because they weren't printing dollars as quickly as they're printing dollars today. But. Now, the US Treasury knows that they are in big trouble. They are sweating. They have printed 40% more US dollars than 50% more dollars than they have ever been in circulation. They know the dollar is doomed. Where are people going? Well, crypto now has a market cap of $2.5 trillion. Logically, the US cannot afford to lose control of the world, the world's central bank currency. So what do? They fight. How do they fight? They charge several financial institutions for money laundering using cryptocurrencies. Who are these institutions? It's not the banks. It's not Chase. It's not JP Morgan. Mark my words, guys, this is going to be crypto exchanges. And again, the only reason why I'm paying attention to this is because they did not say that they are investigating. They said the US Treasury to charge several financial institutions. They didn't say to investigate. They said to charge, which means they have done their investigation. And my concern is that they're not going to get egg on their face. The US Treasury is not going to let a crypto exchange beat them. That I can tell you. So if they are charging, they know which exchange it is. What would I do? Well, I wouldn't be exposed too much to any of the exchanges. I wouldn't have money on the exchanges. I wouldn't have too much money on any exchange. But that's a normal rule. You always want to keep your own keys. Unless you're ready to trade, you want to be holding your own keys and you want to keep your assets off exchanges. Why? Because if they do charge an exchange, they may freeze the funds on the exchange. So this is a warning shot. If you have too much money on an exchange, take your money off the exchange. Put it in your own wallet. You know what? We may actually even see Uniswap going up as a result of this. We may actually see SushiSwap going up as a result of this because they're going to say, hold on a second. If the US Treasury is charging one of these guys, hey, I'm going to buy some of the decentralized exchanges. Again, I don't have any information about this. This is pure speculation, but the BNB token has had a big run. If the US goes after Binance, and it's not impossible to think that they would, because if you remember, the CFTC said the other day, they said, we are investigating Binance, right? I'm not saying it is Binance. In fact, I highly doubt it because Binance is one of the best exchanges out there, but you have to be careful about this news, guys. It's our job to bring you all the news, and that's it. Sheldon, you haven't shared your screen. I mean, I want to give you a chance. The other guys have shared their screens. Let's give you a chance. Guys, while Sheldon is sharing your screen, show Sheldon some love. Smash the like, smash the subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, guys. There are going to be 2 more streams today because the next stream is going to be around when it is the right time to buy. Let me see. So that's the next stream that's going to be coming. Let me just have a look at it. Hold on a second. Rudo, one of my friends says, why is Rudo not buying if Lee is bullish?
Because we are not ready yet. We are not ready to buy. I saw it coming. We are protected.
But you're not selling.
Not selling, though. Timing.
I
I think
shorted the
the
top
best.
one when it was is. I didn't sell, but I shorted the top on is 255 something. So
Okay, cool. Sheldon, everyone's going now. Sheldon time. Let's go, 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 go. Sniper.
Awesome. So I think the first thing, what's up, guys? Okay, so you know it, guys. 2-3. I remember 2-3, maybe 4 days like this in the last year where this happens, where we get this massive dump in the market and everything moves. It's gonna happen, and it's important for us to jump on and to calm those nerves and just relax. And what I love about these strategies is remember the simplicity that when we're trailing downwards and we break a resistance and we get that push out, we always come and retest. That's what I love about the strategy. So right now, shorter term, I wouldn't say super short, like medium term is run. This was obviously breaking big structure for Bitcoin. It was breaking the main key levels, and you can see we broke that momentum that we've been carrying for quite a while since we actually broke the all-time high. Now, what I still love about the strategy, and this right now, why we're so focused on Bitcoin and not so much the alts, is because the alts are following Bitcoin 100%. So we need to put all our focus on Bitcoin right now, because whatever Bitcoin does is what the altcoins are going to do. Now, if you see that a lot of the altcoins also drop the momentum that we currently have, but very simple, guys, is we are used to when we are rushing downwards and we got a trend line, when we break out, we test and we go. It's the same thing when we're trailing downwards. So if we broke support, we're going to calm down. This is why Lee and Rudo and them are saying we're not buying just yet. We want to see the price relax. And it's very possible that Bitcoin can go back to the low that we just made. And I think to structure it for everyone with what Lee and Rudo have been saying, that basically 50K right now is support for Bitcoin. If we don't hold 50K, we can go to 40K. And I think that's a nice way for people to just understand that where are we with Bitcoin right now? And obviously the reversal will be that we got to completely, because we are going to form a trend. And what's going to happen is we are going to basically relax in the stage, and we're going to get this main trend line that we still have. We need to now break out of that. It's going to take time in the zone out. It needs to slow down. That's good. If it continues, that's bad. That means 40K is around the corner. And the break of the trend will be great, a test. And then obviously the main reversal, we got to break that high. So yes, we have turned and we've had a big drop in the market, but we are going to have the warning signs again to say, you know what, we really need to get out now. And why I say that is when we break support, we will come and test support again as resistance. And if we don't get back into that trend again, it's going to be our warning sign. We are going to the next 40K level. So the same way that we have a break of a resistance and a test of support is the same way in a negative market. That's why I love buying on supports. When I tell you guys we always buy on these supports. Why? Because if we break, we come and test it as resistance, and then we continue down, which means we're going to have the opportunity to get out exactly where we got in, knowing that we're actually going downwards. So I love the strategy on where we're sitting. So right now, I think to simplify it, 50K, a very key level for us to hold. We want to calm down where we are right now. And obviously, we want to get back in. So my sort of thing, I'm not sure what you're thinking there, Lee, but if we, and Rudo, if we get back above 60, 61K, is sort of my idea that, okay, we are looking good again and we're going to continue the momentum, because we got to have a resistance and support right now. What's your thoughts there, Lee?
I will look at my indicators, my RSI indicator. Most of the trader out there is using RSI, right? And when I see a hidden bullish divergence on RSI with the price, so it's a little bit more technical now, but I will definitely buy on at that moment.
And I think, let me know when you update so that we can put it on the Twitter so that everyone knows. So when your data, Rudo's data,
one thing for sure, we will see it.
We'll work as a team.
I want people, I saw the top, and I will tell people now it's the time to buy. I mean, we are here every day, and that's why we are here every day. We see those things coming.
But I think the main thing to just simplify it is we are going to have a chance to know that we have to get out this market. And I think you agree with me.
That
exactly.
Also,
so we're going to have a bounce here. Yeah, we're going to have a bounce here, but we're going to have a warning sign. And I think just to add the last thing, Ran, is that the dominance didn't really pump. It went up, but not much. Look at Bitcoin has dropped 8.6% today, and Ethereum has dropped 8.2%. So in my opinion, this is temporary for the alts. It's not a full thing, because the alts would have got destroyed 10 times more than what they actually got destroyed. So for now, on my side, Ran, I'm not worried. Let's give it some time today, and later we can catch up with some more.
Okay, so just again, you guys said something. You said we will have warning if we need to exit the market. Are we saying that if we break down through 50,000 and close under 50,000, is that the get out the market signal?
That's the thing. Candle
That's
closes,
a
guys.
second warning, Ryan. For me,
need.
it's a second warning, but you need to see this higher lows, lower lows and lower highs. M forming, a double top with an M. And then you still have the confirmation that it's coming. So do we have time? Especially if you click the bell button, next time when something like this happens, then you will know. We'll be here and we'll be tell you, okay, guys, now this is becoming serious. But so far it's bullish. Nothing to be worried
about.
I'm happy.
Let's do the following. Lee, I know you've been up for 24 hours. I know you haven't one wink. Rudo, Sheldon, guys. Let's agree that if anything significant happens, we're going to be back here and we're going to be live immediately. You may not get all the notice that you need, but we'll all be back here. We'll all be live. We'll all bring you news. We will probably be live later on today again, just to give you guys another update of what's going on in the market. So you don't have to worry about that. We're here. We're with you. If you want more immediate news, follow me on Twitter @CryptoManRun. I'm going to be posting updates live as this market moves. Follow Sheldon, which is @Sheldon_Sniper. Follow the crypto artist. Rudo, what's your Twitter handle?
The chart artist.
The chart artist. And @Fibonacci Lee, right?
Yes, without the I, Fibonacci Lee.
There we
Thanks
go.
to
our handles are over there for you guys. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to let you go. Before I let the viewers go, Sheldon, Rudo, Lee, thank you. I know you guys have been up for 24 hours straight trying to read this market. Love you guys to bits. Amazing team. Really, you guys are indeed the best team out there. Thank you. Before you guys go, as the viewers, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to leave you with one little wisdom over here. For those guys who are new to crypto, this is nothing. We've seen this. We've seen 20% and 30% corrections in a day. This was a 15% correction, and it recovered very, very quickly. Don't sell anything. Don't do anything. The golden rule is, if you feel any type of emotion, fear or greed, do not buy, do not sell. Today, I'm not selling anything. I'm not buying anything. I'm switching off my laptop, and I'm going for a walk. And leave the bell on. Leave the YouTube bell on. Because if anything does change, we'll be there for you. And we'll be there for you again during the week. We will be following our big stories. Because like I said to you, this story could be a developing story. The US Treasury to charge several financial institutions for money laundering using cryptocurrencies, that could be a big story for you guys. So we are going to be following that for you guys as the week goes along. So I'm Crypto Man Run. If you're still here, smash that like, smash that subscribe, smash the bell button. Give us one more love before we go. I'll see you again sometime later today if there's any need to do a stream. Until then, go for a walk, switch off your laptops, and if you're going to trade, well, trade well, my friends.
Crypto Banter is a social podcast for entertainment purposes only. All opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers should not be construed as financial advice. Views expressed by guests and hosts do not reflect the views of the station. Listeners are encouraged to do their own research.